All right. Yo, what a day. Let's see. All right, Chad, we are back. We lost Keegan. Unfortunately, Keegan not feeling well. So, lost Keegan on the way here, but we are back and power sorted. No, sorry, Mario. We had some electricity issues. We had electricians here just sorting it out. So, yeah, unfortunately, I had to have all the power off for a bit, but luckily they found the issue, but we are sorted now. Keegan is taking a rest. He will is actually in the studio on the couch sleeping, so he's not feeling well. But Chad, we are back, so let's get going here. Unfortunately, couldn't finish my analysis, but we're just going to try and quickly wrap our heads around where we are. Daily, as mentioned, with US 30 is still bullish. I just want to see that we save. Okay, everything's saved. Beautiful. All right.
Here's the situation, right?
Don't tell me they're going to switch us off now.
I'm telling you, it's a little bit of the music. You want to go back to streaming. So
Yeah.
it turns out, you see the plug by my desk?
I know they looped it. You can't do that.
They basically made it one long extension cord. That's the situation. So that plug by my desk.
No, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So I'm saying now. Oh, you are back on stream.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
what are you saying?
No, I was gonna say they don't have to switch the main switch off anymore because that's what.
Oh.
Cool.
But anyways, yeah, bad workmanship. All right, Chad. US 30, as mentioned, I'm still expecting a bullish extension. Nasdaq, Chad, it is just bullish here. I don't know why this is not saved from yesterday, but Nasdaq bullish on the weekly, bullish on the daily. I don't know when we're gonna start pulling back here, but round 3, yes, we didn't even open. Chad, markets have been open and in motion. Round 3 fight. Yeah, I mean, he's on the couch. He's not feeling well at all. So told him to take a rest. Haven't seen him down and out like that in a minute. All right, Chad. Let's just finish Nasdaq here real quick. Quite a big Asia range, already taking all-time highs. At this stage, what is this? Daily R1, daily high from yesterday, Asia lows. So very simple for me. I want to see what we do a little bit later right here. Asia lows. Hope it feels better soon. It's the fumes from the paint. I don't think so because I'm 100%. I'm 100%. Do you really think it's the fumes? I don't know. Could be. Now that you actually mention it. Chad, gold. Let's see. I think I was still busy with gold. Okay, yeah, gold. Weird thing. Remember what I said yesterday? Let's just do this. Remember what I said yesterday with gold? Is please don't tell me this is another fake out on gold. Yeah, Chad, if this is another fake out. Anyways, we talked about gold and this level here. If you consider this level on gold, we've talked about since May, 28th of May, we have not been able to close and hold above this level. And now again, yesterday, didn't take the previous daily high, but also we didn't close above it. So, hey man, I'm ready for gold to start breaking out And then also we've got this intermediate gold key level that we identified yesterday, that 23.76. And yeah, Chad, very, very simple for me on gold. Not going to confuse you guys. The weekly is bullish. I need to sort out why TradingView is not saving this, because I've got 3 tabs open on top. So saving it, beautiful. Okay, swing setups, okay, saved. Daily is neutral. Okay, 4 hour, let's check the 4 hour quickly. We can actually delete all of this. Let's go to the 5 minute. Let's get our indicator back on. Let's also just do this real quick. Extend lines to the end of the chart. Asia lows down here, still bearish. There is the weekly pivot, daily pivot, everything up here at the Asia highs. Is that Asia? Yeah, I can actually remove this kill zones one now. Thinking about it now. Yeah, okay, Asia highs are up here, Asia lows are down here. I want to have a meeting with Francia. This is a little... Alright, Chad, here we go. Very simple. Let's see if I would have missed anything. No, I wouldn't have missed anything. Daily flip zone down here. Now, what nonsense am I talking? Yeah, that is the daily flip zone. So we've flipped back bearish. And the question now is, what are we going to do at 23.60? Very simple. We've taken Asia highs barely. We're trading below the EMAs. Everything is bearish. Question is now... Oh yeah, that's what we haven't looked at. Sorry, Chad, a little bit dismembered here this morning. Is that even a word? Previous daily high, we spoke about that. That's going to be the key one. We actually did speak about it, yeah. Okay. We did speak about that. Alright. There's that key level. Asia highs up here. Asia lows down here. 80 is nice and firmly bullish. Hang Seng closing down somewhat. 0.16% overnight. So JSE was always going to be flat as well. But yeah, Chad, this is what we've got going on for the dollar. Still within the Asia range. Nothing much we can look at there. And then just gold, 23.60. I wouldn't have done anything else. Yeah, so nothing missed for me. Definitely nothing missed. US 30 back inside of the Asia range. 80 is starting to fight back now. Like I mentioned, daily EQ all the way up here. Daily pivot all the way up here. Let's see what is going to happen here. Alright. Nasdaq. Chat, how's everyone doing? Sorry, man. Didn't even get a chance to chat to you guys. But I promise you, everything will be done this week in the office. last little push, last little blitz, and we'll get everything done next week, hopefully, or not hopefully, we are going to be in the studio. Last bit of tech that we're ordering now for the studio, and we should be good. Morning, Chris. Do you agree that in order for the market to go up, it must move down first and vice versa? Dale, not necessarily. I'm not gonna, because here's the thing, if you think about it, the market can move up. Let's say the market can move up, and then the market can move sideways for an extended period, not go up or down, and then from there move up again. So that's why I say it's not a case of the market can move up, sideways, up again, or the market, as we would expect to do, is move up and then correct lower in a overlapping fashion to then go up again. So when you talk about what you are specifically asking about, Dale, is primary market structure and secondary market structure. This year is the primary market structure because that is the main move. That's the move that's got a lot of volume. It's very aggressive. And then this little overlapping structure, the correction, is the secondary market structure. So that's all what markets really do. They move between primary and secondary and then back to primary again. That's how simple trading is. The big thing where we get stuck is in this phase. This is where traders absolutely get clobbered. It's easy to trade with the trend. There's volume. It's easy to spot. It's very nice to get into it. And, oh, thank you. Yo, that looks good. Aesthetically pleasing. Chad, look at this. Actually suits the stream. Actually suits the color of the stream. So yeah, that is literally, I think, what you are referring to, Dale. So no, it's not a case of always up, down, up, down. No, this is actually, Caitlin brought a blender to work. So, Chad, let's quickly look at this gold. Yeah, I'm going to play it a little bit safe today. This key level. This key level here, if we can get back inside of the Asia range and we can start trading above this key level here, then I am more than happy to start looking for potential longs. If we continuously reject this 2360 and we also continuously trade below this daily open level, then I'm more than happy to consider the shorts as well. So we actually had a discussion about this, the daily open level. You can actually go and plot that every single day, and you'll see that our price, this is almost a pivot on its own, the daily open. Because that daily open is also where a lot of volume will enter the market. That's where markets start the day. It's always going to be a big point of interest. So you can go and test it out. And how do you find it? Somebody, weirdly enough, nothing wrong with asking the question, is the daily. You literally just check the candle. That is your daily open there. So somebody asked me, Chris, how do I find it? What indicator? And I said, no, you use the EYES indicator. If a candle is going bearish, that's obviously the open there. But yeah, the open, it was just funny. Not in a bad way, but somebody asking me about how do I... Anyways, okay. That was when I could really use the line, the EYES indicator. Kawhi did actually reply, Griffin. I actually made a story about it, and they said they will look into it. They didn't give concrete information. They just said they continuously establishing their offering and their price, and they'll take it into consideration. I hope the paint smell has cleared. It has. But believe it or not, I asked him to paint some of the other doors because some of the doors were matte black. We'll actually do a nice tour when everything's cleaned up. Some of the doors have like a matte black, and if you just rub your hand, even like the dry skin that's on your hand literally sits on the door. So I asked him, we got more paint, a sheen, so that you can actually wipe it down. The matte, yeah, in a perfect world, the matte looks amazing, but not gonna work here, unfortunately. I have gold cell from 2364. Beautiful, brother. I hope you took some profits, because we already took Asia lows, and it does not seem like gold wants to stay below Asia lows. So actually just gonna get my trading terminal up here. All right, Chad. Just want to get my trading terminal up, ready to go for us to execute. Currently down 1% on the week. Took a loss yesterday. In hindsight, yes, I don't know if I should be bleak about it, but the trade was up almost 20 pips. But no. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it because there were some levels that could have been tested, and if I rushed it, so technically down 1.1% for the week, Chad. That loss we took yesterday, so unfortunately not starting the week off with the win, but that's completely fine. What happened to Keegan did the bug. Okay. The weekly bias is weekly. Yes. We do it once a week. All right. What time do you measure your Asia range from? Cameron, I measure it from 1 o'clock South African time, UTC +2, up until 6 o'clock UTC +2. So UTC and GMT, same time zone, so it's 1 to 6. So it's technically a 5-hour period. Yes, 5 hours. They'll think about liquidity as, again, make it very simple for yourselves. Think about this. If you understand supply and demand on a very high level, let's say, for instance, I'm selling apples, and my little Apple store, I'm the only one selling apples. Okay. And I'm selling my apples for R1. And let's just say, even it's just me in the market, I'm selling my apples for R1. And all of a sudden, an article comes out and they say that Apple actually prolongs your life by 10 to 20 years if you have an apple every single day. And all of a sudden, there's a massive surge in the demand for apples in my region, in my area where I live. And all of a sudden, the 10 apples that I had every single day, it was a case of, shit, 10 is not enough. I'm selling 10 out before 9 o'clock. And then for the rest of the day, people are saying, listen, we want apples. Now I see nobody selling apples around me, and I'm thinking, okay, I actually have the monopoly for apples. The other guys are selling lemons. Lemons aren't really that popular. I can actually charge R3 an apple now. And I'm going to charge R3 an apple now, and people are still going to buy it. Why? Because there's demand for it. So just technically by that demand increase, I have now basically tripled my income, and I'm now selling 30 apples a day instead of 10. So I actually did not just triple my revenue, I actually doubled it, because now, firstly, I tripled my revenue, and now also my sales have tripled as well. And what do you think is going to happen now? Somebody else is going to say, shit, there's a market for apples. Why are we selling lemons? Now they come in, and now they start selling apples, and they say, listen, to undercut the market, I'm going to sell it for R2.50. And now all of a sudden it's a case of what differentiates my apple to their apple. Why is their apple cheaper? And that is how supply and demand works on a very basic level. And then you can really go deep into it. But yeah. Cameron Connell, that is the actual Asian market open. We use the Asia range, considered to be the true Asia range as per ICT. Kaylan, unfortunately not last night. I had quite a bit of planning just to do for the week. Hoping to play with it tonight. Yeah, just had to plan for the week. Chad, I really like what we've got going on here. All we need to see now is a retest of 2360, and then also a little retest of this key level here. I'm happy to potentially start looking for those longs. I just need to see us hold above this level. You can see here previously during Asia, beautiful closures above, and look at that big moves going above here. So if we can hold here, if it runs away from us, 100% fine. I'm gonna wait for a retest. If it runs away, not going to chase it. I need to see at least a retest there. 10 pip gang has been destroying it. 10 pip gang, if you were part of the 10 pip gang or even the 15 pip gang, the last 9 days have been incredible for you. Absolutely incredible. For me, it is down 3.1% since last week, Tuesday afternoon. But it is still early. It's still early in the month. Still early in the week. So the innings is not over. Lottering, there's a code mid40 that you can use that we're currently running. More than that, if you look at the monetary value, even if you take the 140k account, that's already more than the coupon. So use mid40, it's 40% off, my brother. I don't know if more than that, unfortunately, is not going to be possible. So, 40% I feel is decent. 2Gs didn't work for me. Kept showing invalid code. Lottering, that is very, very weird. Try mid40 if you're not happy with mid40, because you're actually going to get a bigger discount. Let me know. But I think you should be fine with mid40. Let me know if you're not happy with it. More than happy to try and see why 2G's June didn't work for you. Is there any correlation between GU and gold? I've always been curious. Danny, obviously you haven't been on the stream then a lot if you're asking that question, because what did you say, GU and gold? So do me a favor, go onto your GU chart You see this little plus sign here, top left, next to the 5 minute. See that? Compare or add symbol. So we're gonna compare gold, new price scale there. Alright, and then gold is literally gonna be overlaid onto GU. So if I go on the 4 hour, let's do this. Now you can literally, I think as children we learned how to what are they called, sketch, or when you overlay something, so you can go and actually see, okay, is there some type of correlation with gold and GU? And you can say yes, there is some type of correlation, but then you can also see here that during March the correlation broke down when GU went down, gold went up. And then you can say all the way back from May, 20th of May, then the correlation somewhat started to come back in line here. So you don't ever have to wonder, my brother. There are tools that you can use and you can plot it out, you can check it. So, alright, Chad, here we go. Hope that helps, my brother. And nothing wrong if you haven't seen it, but we have talked about it quite a couple of times here. And now they're drilling again. Yo, can't wait for this construction site to end. Alrighty, Chad. US 30 still in the range here. Nasdaq still just ranging. Gold looking very clean here. Very, very clean. I am very happy to look for these longs. Lottering is mid 40 giving you. I would appreciate that. I want to use both for 2 separate accounts. Hey brother, I don't know what to tell you. Are you saying mid 40 is not working? Please just contact support, my brother. We will assist. Lottering. Hey, Garen, all in the house. Slash man, good thanks, brother. Just a little bit sick. Hey, Garen, hope you get better soon, man. Keegan also a little bit more a little bit of a stomach ache than anything else. Thank you. Never knew about that function. All right, there you go, Danny. Prop firms are the future. Absolutely. Absolutely. Biggest payout will be done very soon on Vault Funder, over R500,000. Congratulations to our trader. I had a meeting with him yesterday just to sort out his docs because we're going to pay him out in his company. So just all the KYC, but yeah, beautiful, Chad. And I can honestly say there's not another prop firm in South Africa that is doing that at that level. And they must show me proof where they've paid out a trader over R500,000. That now firmly just cements Vault Funder as... Here's the thing, not even the funded trader after they collapsed. They're posting little payouts of $300, $400. Last week paid out the trader almost 100,000 Rand. Gonna get him on an interview as well. I think till before the R500,000, that's one of the biggest payouts so far, the 100K. And still, most probably one of the only prop firms in the world to not deny a payout. We have not had a payout denied once. Spirit Varsity, just check out the link in the description, or you can just go exclamation prop, and it will also send you a link. So just go exclamation prop, And hey, Garen, beautiful chat. Garen coming out with a dono there. Garen. I don't want to say Darren. Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks, Garen, my brother. VM support is next level. There you go. Did you type mid 40 on all caps? It works on my side. Yeah, I don't know. Lottering is we'll be giving Vault Funder a try maybe next week. I have never tried any challenges before, so I'm interested to see. Yeah, do it. But yeah, Chad, it has been, I have to honestly say thank you so much for all of you guys supporting us. Thank you so much to all the traders that have really made it awesome. And also, yeah, it is a big milestone. And just to go from strength to strength. And when we had the meeting yesterday with, when I had that meeting with the trader, to obviously just firstly congratulate him, and then also just to go through all the compliance stuff in terms of his FICA. And I told the trader and I said it's very easy for a prop firm. The way that prop firms set up their terms and conditions, it's very easy for them. They can deny every single payout. Believe it or not, even that client, we could have. There's ways that you can say that it didn't fulfill the terms and conditions. And you don't have to pay him out, and he doesn't have a big following, and nobody would know if we don't pay him out. But I say that's the beauty of what we're doing here, and that's gonna open up doors for him as well. He's actually he does ministry work, believe it or not. So he's going to use that for his ministry. Got a really nice set of those Asian eyes this morning. Beautiful, beautiful. Got a really, because Vault Funder has a goat as the owner, the realist G. Thanks, Etienne. Chad, but like I mentioned, the thing with prop firms is I'm not gonna say that a prop firm cannot fail. It's still business, but I till this day, I do believe if you do things the right way, and if you consistently keep the values and your intent is always pure, there's no way that a business should fail. The issue comes in when the intent is not pure, and the intent is not to have a mutually beneficial partnership, because ultimately client and prop firm, that is a partnership. Spirit Varsity, do me a favor, go and check out the YouTube channel for Vault Funder. I must actually put all of that also into commands. I'm going to share the link now. Actually did a beautiful YouTube video on it, or a couple of short ones. So yeah, you can go and check out Vault Funder. Go through the videos. There's a lot of awesome FAQ videos. Actually spent time doing it, and actually spent time the team editing it for you guys. So it looks good, easy to read. Chris, where does a prop firm find the money to fund traders? King X, as with any prop firm, you need to have startup capital. You don't start a prop firm without financial backing. And then secondly, a prop firm works on the same model as a B-book broker. The model does not really change. And you're going to say, oh, Chris, B-booking is bad. Then you can't trade with anybody. FX Pro, B-Book. XM, B-Book. XNES, B-Book. IC Markets, B-Book. IG Markets, B-Book. Give me any other big broker. IFX brokers, B-Book. Which other South African brokers? Give me some names. Give me some big names. All B-Book. Now, the prop firm model, very simply put, is the losers pay the winners. We know that there's more losers than winners. And then in terms of your risk, how do I offset the winners? Let's say, for instance, how do I offset when there's more winners than losers? Well, that comes to your liquidity ratio requirement as a business. So think of the prop firm model. Go and check out the short-term insurance business model. Because in essence, that is what a prop firm is. In terms of liquidity, that is how a prop firm works. JP Markets, B-Book. Vault Markets, B-Book. There's no need to A-Book. Here's the thing, Chad. Think about it. People don't understand this. This is what they forget. The only difference between an A-Book and a B-Book is who's taking the responsibility for the risk that's on the table. So when a trader makes X amount of money, who's going to pay out that trader? That you give that trade through as a broker, that you give that trade through to an LP, because how a broker works is, let me actually explain it while we wait for gold to move here, so you guys have a full understanding. This is how a broker works. Very simple, and I've done this before. Trader is here. You go onto your platform with your broker. Let me rather, this drawing tool is a little bit chalked. That's your broker. Let me give you guys a little bit of insight here, so nobody can ever bullshit you again, especially a guy like Roger Banks. You've got your traders here, your network of traders. There's your broker, and then from your broker, there's two ways to actually offset the risk. Either the broker is counterparty. You'll see I'll show you now in the terms and conditions. Pepperstone, B-Book. Either the broker is saying, listen, yeah, I'm taking the opposite end of your trade, so I'm happy. If you make money, I'm going to pay you. If you lose money, I'm going to pay you. They call that warehousing, B-Booking. So technically, we're keeping all the trades in-house. All right. The only time a broker really does not B-Book is when the broker is still new. They don't have liquidity to back up if some traders go rogue and absolutely destroy the broker. So what they do then is they on a bridge to liquidity providers. They call it a literal bridge. Think of it as the orders need to go across to someone. So you'll hear the tech guys talk about we've got 3 LPs on the bridge. And all that means is that as soon as the order comes from the client, the broker's not taking any responsibility for the wins or the losses. Those orders go through to a LP. And what is a LP? A LP can be another broker that is big, let's say IC Markets, and they say, listen here, we're happy to provide liquidity for you, so you can route all of your orders through to our order book. And how it works is at the end of the month, it's a very simple deposit, a win, let's even call it a profit loss statement. So at the end of the month, you routed all of your orders through to your LP, and now at the end of the month, the LP is like, okay, your brokers actually made money, so there was a profit of 100k. The losses was actually, there was a profit of 100k, the losses were only, say, 50k, so there's a net 50k that we're going to pay to you as the broker, and then you as the broker will then go and pay out those traders. So it's almost like a order book that you have with them. So But then as soon as you become big and there's certain liquidity requirements according to the FSCA, that is where your ODP application becomes relevant, because the ODP application, which is your over-the-counter derivative products, clearly states that there's a minimum requirement in terms of liquidity to ensure that if your traders go on a winning streak or whatever, that you are sufficiently, I don't want to say, no, not liquidated, sufficiently funded so that you can pay out your traders. But that is the model. And now the only thing with a prop firm is, all right, if the prop firm has got sufficient liquidity, there's no need to route the orders. But if, for instance, there is a trader or a group of traders that you have gathered the data on them, and let's call it trader X, and he's a very good trader and you've got sufficient data on him, there's no need to B-book his orders. Then you've put all of those orders through to an LP and you make money with the trader. So there's various ways to offset the risk in a prop firm. The big thing is just data. Chad, if you want to check, if you go, yeah. IC markets. I have done a video on this, but let's just go to IC markets real quick just to show you guys. If you go to the legal docs, yeah. Let's just go to the legal documentation. Let's just go to order execution policy. And then let's just see, it's going to do something about dealing. I'm going to show you now. And that is why, people don't actually understand how the business works, and then they make silly comments. I'm going to show you now. As a broker should always state whether they are acting as an agent, which is the A-booking, or counterparty towards the risk. Okay, here we go. Execution venues. Execution venues are the entities with which the orders are placed or to which we transmit orders for execution for the purpose of the financial. Okay. Although we may transmit your orders for execution to third-party liquidity providers contractually, Raw Trading Ltd is the sole counterparty to your trades, and any execution of orders is done in our name. Therefore, we are the sole execution venue for the execution of clients' orders. We operate round the clock. There we go. So they leave the door open to say that we can A-book, but we're not going to A-book. We are the sole, where did they say it? We are the sole counterparty. So they are the ones taking the other side of your trade, all right? And you can go to any other broker. Let's go to Exnes, biggest retail broker in the world. It's obviously going to ask me to sign up immediately. Let's quickly go here. Let's quickly go to legal docs. Let's check here. Okay, so what Exnes does very well is they've got their Vanuatu one. So they've got regulations across the world. So again, from a business perspective, they move their stuff areas that's loosely regulated, like Vanuatu, Exnes, this is also some island, and then SC, I think, is Seychelles. So what they do is this is the thing with brokers, they move their stuff to comply with certain standards and certain loosely regulated. Nothing wrong with the broker. It's just there's ways around how you do things. But let's take, for instance, the Vanuatu one quickly here. I don't think they're gonna disclose on this. Let's quickly see execution venues. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, they actually part D. All right. Execution. Okay, let's quickly find it. Okay. It is understood that in relation to individual transactions, depending on the type of client held by each company, the company will either be executing orders as a counterparty in the particular transaction, in which case the company will be the execution venue, or it will be transmitting the orders for execution to a third party known as straight-through processing, in which case the company will not be acting as a counterparty in the transaction, and the execution venue will be a third party. All right. Again, they're just keeping that door open to say that if we want to, we can A-book. Highly unlikely. Probable, unlikely. IC Markets, my number one broker. Yeah, but that's Chad. All I'm trying to point out here is that no broker is A-booking. No big broker is A-booking. Not if you look at the South African sense of it. None of the bigger brokers in SA are A-booking. Nobody, because there's no need to. If you sufficiently funded, if you comply with the liquidity requirements as per the FSCA, no need to be A-book. Jen, it's because Seychelles, I think it's the FSA, if I'm not mistaken, the FSA financial, not the FSA, what is it? FSA Seychelles. Let's just do this. Seychelles FSA. Yeah, it's the Financial Services Authority in the Seychelles. So, what a lot of brokers will do is just to have some type of regulation, especially with the banks. Banks require, otherwise the banks are not going to whitelist you if you don't have any regulation. That's a problem with unregulated brokers. There's no regulation. You can technically, if you don't have regulation as a broker, you can open up, let's say for instance, Roger Banks. He can open up his broker and he can say, oh, everything is great, and everyone deposits, and he can do what his mentor did, that Uncle Ted, that ran a PAM account on his own platform, and then rug pulled. Once that PAM got massive and everyone's money was in there, he just said, oh, the bot blew the PAM account. But those orders were never going through to an LP. Those orders were all warehouse. So all of that money is basically a net deposit. And that's why Ted Safranco, if you don't know that, Chad, please go on YouTube. CoffeeZilla did a beautiful documentary on that. CoffeeZilla did a beautiful three-part, almost a year ago. So it's a three-part one. Just make sure you watch it in tandem. But hey, the guys are slick. So Roger Banks obviously learning from the best. His mentor, Uncle Ted. But yeah, Uncle Ted, I think it was called Traders Domain. And Uncle Ted built a nice Ponzi on his own broker platform. Incredible. That is why Roger Banks blocked me. That is why any influencer out there that's doing some shady shit has blocked me. Alex G, name any trader. Any trader most probably, if they are doing shady dealings, they've blocked me. No, that's beautiful, Lawrence. That's very good. I can never understand how people come up with the slickest ideas to steal but not to improve. Festex blocked. Chris, I asked you because there are traders that are just all of a sudden starting prop firms out of nowhere. King X, that's why you can't trust it. That is why you cannot trust prop firms that are just starting all over. For instance, the FX Go twins, they came to us 4 months ago. They didn't have a broker. I said we can't help you guys if we can't help you with the operations of the business. We can't. Vault Markets won't be able to tie their name to something that is not going to produce. So that, yeah, we decided not to go with it. But FX Go Twins, let's check their prop firm. That thing is chalked. I don't think it's... yeah, Keegan actually said yesterday I don't even think you can buy a challenge. If they're still selling challenges, that is very disingenuous, to say the least. Yeah, okay, so you can't buy challenges. And then my question to them was, you guys did a deal with XNES. Why didn't XNES give you a broker? Because XNES also is not going to tie their name to something that they don't believe in. You hear what I'm saying, Chad? If XNES paid the goats to do marketing stuff for them, then when the goats needed the most, didn't have a broker, why didn't XNES say, hey guys, let's do a deal with you, we'll be the broker on your platform? Because XNES is not going to park their car next to something that is hollow, tin. You kick it once and the wheel falls off. So yeah, anyways, same with the other dude, that Windloo, Alex Volkanovski. He was one of the partners, and then him coming out and saying the owner or whatever was faking for marketing, saying that they paid out 1.2 million rand a month, but they aren't even generating 150,000 rand in revenue. It's like, dude, why? It took us almost 3 months to get the first payout, and we had to wait. We couldn't say, oh, like Lambo rolled the first day that he launches his prop firm, $5 million in payouts. I don't know, Chad. Maybe it's just I'm too. I don't even want to say religious, but it's just you can't. Yeah, I don't know. I'll rather walk away from business than start lying like that and saying stuff which isn't true. But yeah, any prop firm in SA that's going to be run by any one of these main influencers, I can't see that to do well. I am actively involved with the startup of another prop firm in SA. I will give you guys more information on that. But again, that is under our blanket. It's just to allow more brokers on the platform, but I will give you information so on that. But any other platform in SA, I don't know of anything that you can trust. So yeah, just do your due diligence and make sure that you make the right decision. Oh, share markets are flat. Chris, have you heard of Umar? I have. The guy that said he's made 18 million USD. Dale, I haven't really checked into him. Umar was... Yes, I was following Umar way back, like many years ago. He's been around, but I haven't checked his stuff out. I haven't... Jev operating on his own. Yes, Jev is... Jev went on his own, Chad. Jev went mutual agreement. I told JV, we had a discussion, and I said, Jev, you want to go into synthetics? I said, none of our members in the ecosystem, you're not going to feed anything into the business here. Because the first thing is, if you stream synthetics, people are going to be like, shit, I want to trade with you. How do I trade with you? I need to open up an account with a synthetics broker, which I don't like. Synthetics for me is just a casino that they've connected prices to it. So yeah, nothing, not bad. JV is actually coming in today a little bit later, but yeah, nothing bad for JV, but I still, yeah, we can't confuse clients. You can't do a prop firm challenge trading synthetics. So that information is useless to you as the trader trying to pass a prop firm challenge. Chris knows too much. No, Carl, I've just been in the industry long enough to have quite a good network of people in the industry that's relatively big in the industry. Not like big boys, big players in the industry. So it's going to be difficult to bullshit. Let me just put it that way. How long did it take you get to where you are, bro? No, if I leave 20 to 7 in the morning, it takes me around about like 40 minutes to get here. Yeah, obviously school started today, but usually 40 minutes. Before school started was like 20 minutes, and but yeah, hopefully tomorrow traffic will maybe lighten up a bit. Seeing that everyone is now back at schools. Oh, with trading. Okay. No, I'm just taking the piss out of you, brother. I know you were referring to trading. That's just me throwing in a little dry joke just to ease the tensions here as we wait for Brian. The boys that have been here know that I'm taking the piss out of you. So, and it's all in good spirit, my brother. Hey man, it's been a journey. It's I'm 34 years old. I went to go and study straight after school. I started working after my 3-year diploma. Started working immediately. Got married I was working 1 year. That following year, got married very young. Very young. Then furthered my studies to an honors level. Basically consulted as a civil and structural engineer, more specializing in structural engineering than civil, but also did a lot of civil work as well. Then did my postgrad in business administration, and then proceeded to do my MBA as well, with my electives in future studies and management of tech and entrepreneurship, my electives. And almost started my doctorate last year, but the cost is just it's just way too heavy at this stage. It's almost 100,000 rand a year. So with everything that's going on, like you can say, "Oh, Chris, but it's just 100." It's over 350k for the doctorate, which is not necessarily going to benefit me now in the short term. Like the doctorate is a nice to have later on if I want to start doing keynotes, if I want to start doing articles. But for me now, spending that amount of time, we're busy building up some businesses. So I thought, I've been studying for almost the last 9-10 years, and now it's almost time to put that into business. Let me focus on building some businesses. Let me put some of that education to work now. All right. In that time, built up a lot of good relationships in the industry. You guys would know that I'm not somebody that burns a bridge. I try to never burn any bridge, because Caitlin, you are a star. It's super cold in here. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but are you guys chilled? Because my dad always told me, there's actually a saying in Afrikaans, I'll say it in English as well. He always said like, fonteintjie, fonteintjie. Moenie sê dat ek nooit weer van jou sal drink nie. Basically saying, you can't say to a fountain, like fountain, never again will I drink from you. Meaning that if somebody was providing you with an opportunity and now you level up, don't break that bridge and walk away from maybe that smaller fountain and say, I'll never come and drink from you again, because things happen and you could fail and you might need to take a step or two back. And if that bridge is burned, that person is not going to say, hey, I'm going to reach out my hand to help you. That person is going to say, hey man, you're a high roller. Go do what you said you were going to do. So that's why I never burn a bridge. Even if you feel like you want to go to that boss and say fuck you, and you put in your resignation, you walk away. No, just say, listen here, even though things weren't maybe as great as you thought, it was still an opportunity. That person still, you still made an income. Maybe it wasn't market related, but it was still, you had the opportunity to get experience. You were paid to be there. And yeah, that's why I always, any relationship, I don't think Chad, I would hardly say that I've had relationships that I completely broke down. So yeah, that is, if there was anything today that you learned, that is the one thing. Damn, bro, Chad, look at that. We always talk about we thinking you fighting a battle. Lawrence having a hard operation, thinking that maybe you won't survive, making things right. And that's how we should live every single day, though. That shouldn't be a once-off case. That is something we should do on a daily basis, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Value every opportunity and every person willing to give you a chance in furthering. Yes, 100%. When I was 21, I said to my first boss, I want to shit on his desk. I'm 39 now and never had a boss. Burning a bridge is immature, to be honest. 100%. 100%. Nazim, good morning. Chris, how do you switch your mind off? Seems like your mind is always busy. I just go to sleep, my brother. Then I try and switch it off. Uncle Chris from now on. So I must call you Chris. Actually, you can call me whatever you want. I don't honestly think age for me is not really a thing. I feel actually Keegan is 27 if I'm not mistaken. Chris, please start a business mentorship program aside from training. Appreciate the knowledge. In Tor, we are busy with something. I'm very excited about it. Somebody that I consider to be my mentor. Just as of late, Andy Steele Smith, just an absolute legend. Andy Steele Smith, you guys can go and check him out. Just like a spiritual warrior, somebody that's tenacious in business. Had a long, over an hour call on Sunday with him. Like, I want to learn from him. He's coming in September. I'm going to spend some time with him in Cape Town. Unfortunately, now with his recent trip, couldn't spend time with him. But yeah, again, this is somebody that God put on my path, and I'm so grateful for it, because that is a relationship that goes beyond just as a connection. That is something profound, and what Intor is talking about, we actually gonna do something which I'm even excited about it. Like, it's something that me and Andy is going to do together, but I'm excited for the knowledge that I'm gonna get from him, the knowledge that I'm gonna be able to pick from his brain, that I'll be able to give onto you guys, and the people that he's gonna bring on. So I'm very excited for that. I don't want to give too much, because there's people on these streams and they'll try and go and do something that's a rip-off of it. So I'll just keep quiet. Yeah, people don't really have inspiration, so they come here and then they try and copy what we're doing here. Alrighty, Chad. Here's the thing. I'm gonna still I have to wait for that retest here. I cannot just long it here, Chad. Daily Open is holding us support. We haven't had, now since the Open, we haven't had a candle closure above here that was able to hold the retest. So I'm going to have to see that DXY still in that consolidation hold. So we're going to wait here. If we don't get a trade, if this thing just runs up to Asia highs, that's fine. Then we trade something this afternoon, but I cannot half-ass a trade if it's not meeting my rules. Little double bottom here. I'm going to wait. We're going to patiently wait here. Gold isn't doing anything. Keegs is it 25? Sorry, man. I thought it's 27. Yeah, Keegs is 25. Still young gun. 25. I still had other dreams. Just can I ask your thoughts on investing in crypto coins? I tried to trade it, but got my ass kicked. All right, there you go, Victor. There's my thoughts. It's good to have Jesus in the connections. Hey, bro, that's the number one connect. That is the number one connect. We connect to the source every morning, every afternoon. That is the connect. Not this book. This is a daily devotional, but the actual book is holding up the camera. The word. Some of you guys, even your pastors in church, saying, "Oh, I need to hear God's voice. Hear God's voice. God's voice is there in the word. I don't have to do anything weird." God made it very easy for you to hear His word. He put it in the Bible. Chad, I just want to take this call quick. No, there's no such thing as whim. Chris, does the setups on the Discord work on every time frame? Every time frame in Tor. That's why there's no... Remember, price is fractal. If you don't understand that, go and search on YouTube. Why is price fractal? And then you can go as to why price is fractal, if you don't understand the meaning. Here's the thing. If I take off the watermark, let me do this. If I take off this watermark that's on the back here, and you just came onto the stream, and I told you this is, and you didn't know the symbol, and I said this is a weekly chart, how would you know it's not a weekly chart? You just came on, you just looked at the candles, and I said it's a weekly chart, and I said, oh, we had a weekly breakout here. How would you tell me, unless you knew what the instrument was and you knew that you actually were on gold maybe as well? You won't be able to tell, because a candle is a candle. The only thing that differs from the candle is the time it takes to form. That is the only thing that's different between a daily, a weekly, a hourly. But other than that, the anatomy of a candle, the anatomy of order flow, the anatomy of market structure does not change. This right here does not change to bullish order flow just because it's on a 5 minute. This is still bearish order flow. You guys hear what I'm saying? So just because it's on a 5 minute doesn't make this now bullish order flow. Roderick, Chris, hope you're well. When you say retest, do you count a wick touching that area, or do you need a support on the 5 minute? Roderick, in a lot of cases, you can consider this to be a retest, definitely, because if I go on a 1 minute here, on the 1 minute, there should be some structure there. Let's actually go, actually not, it's just these candles there. You can. The only thing with that is it becomes an aggressive entry, similar to what we took yesterday. Because the reason I say that is you can take the entry here. You can take the entry here. And you can still have that possibility of the candle breaking the high and then coming back to actually redo the retest and actually then fail the retest. So that is why I love it when we break above, we actually get a bearish candle, which shows me that sellers wanted to push price below, but buyers said no way, we're holding price above that level. And then the next candle doing, for instance, a bullish drive, where the buyers then say, listen, you're not taking price lower, we're taking price higher, and you know what, we're actually going to break structure on our way up as well. So you guys thought you were in control of the market, we're taking control now. For instance, this, if you didn't have the discipline and you took this, you might have gotten clapped. I would have taken the break of the high, never got that. This right here, you can now say, Chris, but we've got a double bottom. We failed to continue lower. We held the daily open. Why didn't I take this? Why? Because previously, every time we broke above this level, we retested it. And again, when we came back down, we retested it. Now, how can I take a trade where we closed above, but we failed the retest? I want to see price hold that level, and if I miss the trade, I miss it. It is as easy as that. It is literally as easy as that. You just miss the trade and you move on, and then we wait for this afternoon, because then 10 to 1 what's going to happen this afternoon is, if we are going to go bullish, we will be trading here this afternoon, and that's going to be our launch pad for the rest of the session. because now we've already taken Asia lows. Asia lows have been swept cleanly. We've already traded around the daily open level. And now what's going to happen is that's enough liquidity. And now what's going to happen is price is going to want to go and break the current daily high to then go bullish. Because if I look at it, the current daily high is sitting up here. So what's going to happen with this daily candle is this daily candle is going to turn bullish. Otherwise, what's going to happen is if this was the fake out, as we discussed earlier, like every other time we try to close above this level, if this was actually the fake out, what is actually going to happen is the low of the session, which is down here, that is going to be the liquidity. That is going to be the liquidity, and once we break that, that is when the bulls are going to completely give up, and you're going to get another move exactly like what you saw yesterday. This right here, you're going to see that again today. And all of this just becomes one massive fake out, faking out the bulls. So that's why I'm saying we need to be patient here. The 80 is also somewhat flatlined here. It's not down, it's not up when I look at the EMA. And also the actual accumulation distribution is not holding firmly above the 200 like yesterday. Not like yesterday, like during Asia. So definitely a little bit fragile. And Powell obviously testifying at 3 this afternoon, 4 o'clock. So they're actually going to open up the markets, and then Powell is going to start talking. So, chat, I'm just going to run to the bathroom real quick. I will see you guys now. Hit that like button, subscribe if you have not done so. Follow us on Instagram, Chris_MarketPool, and Keegan as well, Keegan van Dijk. If you don't know where our handles are, it should be in the chat. Otherwise, you can go !Chris, !Keegan. And if you want to check out our website, !G. Check it out. Let's see if it works. !G. Now that you put that prayer request there, I think we actually have one. Let me check. Commands. Let me actually do it now. Dylan Savage, our prayer leader. chat, so I'm going to add a command as well. And it's going to be exclamation prayer. Prayer. There we go. Dylan, you can test it. Exclamation prayer. Chris, do you give any attention to gaps between candles? No, not high time frame gaps I consider, but I keep it simple. My trading is very simple. It's horizontal. If price is holding above a certain level, I know it's going to go to the next level. If you consider just price to be horizontal levels, you don't get stuck in all the other liquidity sweeps and this and fair value gaps, because in essence, even this little formation I've drawn here, technically all it is there's a horizontal level there, and what price is doing, it's rejecting that level. And where will price then go next is to the next support area. And then in essence what's going to happen here is price actually just rejected a horizontal level. And now somebody will say, oh, there's a fair value gap. No, it's just it's a horizontal level that got rejected. You just try to connect the reason for price to reject it with some gap in a candle. But it was actually just a level that got rejected. That's why I'm saying we tend to make trading very weird and hard. And then you've got a stock trader in the US that is killing the market with one line, and that line is is a VWAP, a volume weighted average price, and that's all he uses, and candles. And he makes 10 to 1 more money than me, Keegan, everyone in our circle combined, and he uses one indicator called VWAP. So that's why I'm saying, keep the people of Cape Town in prayer. I will, brother. Is it that serious? Yo. Thanks for that, Chris. Simple is much better, brother. Simple is... Damn, Chad, is it that hectic in Cape Town? I didn't know that. I thought the Oaks were just joking this morning. Chris, I've been profitable since last year, but currently on a 2-week losing streak, trading non-stop for months. Never skip today. Do you think a week or two break is a good idea? Victor, there's nothing wrong with a break. Nothing wrong. Take a break. If you take a break, do actually take a break. Like, don't say you take a break and then you're on the side. You're like just eyeing the markets. Even though you're not trading, you're still watching them. Like, take a complete break. Shut off from trading. Come back. Maybe just do some journaling for that. For say a couple of days. Go back on. If you're saying you're profitable since last year, what has changed in the last 2 weeks? I can tell you, like, some of the traders I respect, some of them have also been taking losses the last couple of weeks. So the market, there is a lot of indecision in the markets, and so yeah, I've been on a break since May, but still here on stream. Hey Jakes, yeah, look at that, Chris the Newton of trading. No, man, I'm still trying myself to figure some of this shit out. 2365, Chad. Okay. Let's see what we're going to do here. DXY coming now back to that previous daily high. What is US 30 doing? US 30, not doing much, still within the Asia range. Nasdaq just chilling there. GU key level monthly R1. Oh, hectic, is that the monthly R1? Sheesh, okay. Sheesh and Yama. Right. Yeah, Chad, I don't know what to say about this level. I wouldn't have entered. I'm very honest with you. I would not have entered. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But let's see here. Chris, het iemand al ooit vir jou gesê jy is 'n modern day Einstein? Nee man, Etienne. Hoekom wil jy my nou laat bloos? Nee, nog nie. Last 2 months have been difficult, not the normal. No, definitely not, bro. 100% not. We said it in Project G. If you go to your receipt, sure, what does this seat feel a little bit? If you go to barchart.com, let's actually go there quickly. We've got some time. Let's not waste that time. Yeah, let's quickly go to the COT report. Barchart.com COT report. Let's quickly look at it. I actually showed the guys, especially if you look at the dollar. We did start to get some volume, but yeah, and I'll see again there, Chad. Let's quickly look at this. Let's see if I can increase this. Okay, so you see this line here. That is the neutral point. So the green, which is the asset managers, and the red, which is the dealer, intermediary, commercials, whatever you want to call it. You want to be focusing on the green. The green is considered to be the smart money, the institutions. Okay, so on the week of the 17th of June, look at what they did. They increased their long positioning. So there was a massive jump, and then it was consistent, and now there's a slight little drop. Okay, but since basically last year, November, no, actually December, 18th of December, look how flat it was. Look how flat that was. So this entire year has been just indecision. It's coming back to neutral, the 0 point. It's going back up. It's coming back to neutral. It's going back up. And now we had that first little push to show that, hey, maybe the dollar is back. Maybe the dollar is back. And maybe the dollar is not back. But yeah, that is why I'm saying this entire year. Look at that rain clapping us with the ad there. That's why I'm saying it's been a choppy year so far. Not gonna say there hasn't been opportunity. There's been opportunity. Sure, Chris, the weather is hectic, bro. Yeah, Chad, I hope you guys are safe. Here's the thing from Cape Town. You guys were praying for rain. Maybe you weren't specific. Maybe you guys just prayed and you said, God, send us a lot of rain. And a lot is open-ended. And God was like, you said a lot of rain. And now it's like, all right, we actually just wanted to fill the dams again. That's why your prayer needs to be specific. Just some areas in Cape Town, mostly shacks. Some trees. Chris, I did hear you mention before that you were planning on doing 100 mile. Hey, listen here. Rikus. Actually had I need to start training this week. I told myself after everything is done here at the office, this move is done. I'm going to start training again. I put everything on hold. It was just way too busy. I couldn't fit everything in as much as I wanted to. So I'm gonna need to make a plan but I am gonna do it. Maybe it's not gonna be the Addo. The Addo is in March. That is literally, what is that? January, February, March. No, definitely. I can almost guarantee you it's not gonna be Addo. Also, the reason why Addo is not necessarily going to work for me is because I didn't know Addo was a self-sustained race. And what that means is there's no support crew on the Addo one. There's no paces. So I don't know if you guys know how a 100 miler works, but you get paces. So from the halfway mark, you can, a friend or whoever you nominate can actually run with you. So it's just to keep your spirits up after the halfway mark, and they can chat to you and they actually run with you. So some guys will have a pacer every 10 miles. Some may have one pacer just for the second half of the race. And jy is 'n modern day. Thanks Etienne, waardeer man. Price used the daily open as support. Yes, it did. It did. My swimming pool is overflowing. Hey, rich man problems. I don't even have a swimming pool. Now, God, like you said, a lot of rain. This guy's killing me. Dawn, I'm honest. We sometimes, like, why don't we pray specific prayers? Why do we pray these... let's call it these overlapping prayers. Why don't you ask God for what you want? And again, if what you're asking is not just benefiting yourself, and it's actually not, it's a need and not greed. Ask specific. I've seen it so many times. I had a little, almost like this, Chad. Do me a favor. Let me just put you guys on some game. First thing, I'll never forget it. My first director, when I started, yeah, you see this book, a black book like this. When I started there, the first thing he said before we do anything, he called in his PA, he said, get this young man a black book. And I said, what is this book? He said, young man, this book is going to be your life going forward. I said, what do you mean? He said, every single day, you plan your day in this book, you put a date there, if somebody phones you, you put this in the book. He says, this, your entire life, you put in this book. And till this day, you can see every single day, there's dates, and I can go back. If you tell me on the 22nd of May what happened on that day, I can tell you. And you can ask Mo. I don't know if Mo's in the chat. Mo will tell you the first thing I give anyone in this office is a black book. Not an iPad, a book. And every morning, every evening, this book travels with me. When I sit at home and I'm doing something, I write it in that book. Chris, any financial directions you could give a 20-year-old for the future? Financial directions? Neil, that's a weird question. How do you mean financial directions? Are you talking about budgeting or are you talking about career? What do you mean by financial directions? I always want rain out for the summer vibes. Yeah, now as soon as the prayer is answered, now we're complaining about what we asked for. Yes, Dawn, there, exactly. I shouldn't laugh, but Chad, remember, and I know people have a lot of different opinions on Angus Bucket and whatever, but I laughed because he went to Australia. They had like one of the most severe droughts they've ever had. He went there for like a Mighty Men's conference, and they prayed and they fasted and they cried out to God, and it's like, God, send rain, send rain. And it's like we urged God to just open up these heavens and let the rains fall down. And as he got on the plane and it started raining and it's incredible and it's like, flip, God answered our prayers. And then a couple of months later, they phone in and like, Angus, bro, now it's flooding, bro. Like, you need to come back. We now need to ask God to stop this. And Chad, listen here, flooding is not good. But to some extent, it is that thing of, I don't know, like we prayed, like, God, open up these heavens, let the rains fall, and it's like, sheesh, way too much rain. My father does that at work with all his employees. I also had to get that hey bro, this black book, it's old school, but it works. Chris, honestly, you have helped me get back into prayer every day, and it has changed my mindset to get through the day. Beautiful, Jakes. Most probably the only thing we really have is that prayer every single day to get through it. Otherwise, we're not going to have hope. We're not going to have anything. We'll be empty. And again, prayer is not necessary. Prayer is a constant acknowledgement of God's presence around you. It's not necessarily to say, I'm going to sit now and give God my grocery list. Like, all right, God, I want to make X amount of money every single day. It's that constant awareness that God is here with you, He's around you, and that every step that you take is guided by Him. Because sometimes what we do is we think God is like an appliance. We put God in a closet, go about our day, and then later on we just take God out, and it's like, okay, we're gonna pray now. Let's just put God here quickly. Boom, boom, boom. We pray, and it's like, okay, beautiful. Let's put God back in the cupboard. See you maybe later tonight. No, it's that constant awareness, constantly being aware. Because the thing with the book, I'm writing down dates and stuff, is that I experienced the same thing from a senior. Nazim, I think it could be an engineering thing. But also it helped me, dude. Like, he the first thing, and an older pastor, an old pastor once said to me, he said, he obviously heard it somewhere, and always when he preached, he said, listen here, get out your notebooks. He said, because a short pencil is better than a long memory. Like, write down the stuff. And in engineering, you would know, you get so busy. There's hundreds of projects running, contractors phoning you. Engineering, Chad, like what we're doing here is, this is not really work. This is not work waiting for price to form here. In engineering now, by 11:30, you have not even had just a chance to sit down. It's just madness. Guys phoning for bending schedules, plans need to be updated, architects asking you, where's the new engineering drawings? They want to overlay it to their plans. They need to reissue. Contractors saying they want eve beam schedules, but they haven't even started the foundation. Chad, engineering is crazy. We may have not asked, even asking from God is a skill. You ask for rain without specifics, you will cause floods for people. There you go. Also, always say thank you to God when you get what you prayed for. People just ask, yes. The lepers, good example. Only one of the lepers came back. God healed all of them. Only one ran back and said thank you to God. Chris, my father does this thing where he will call you up when he has a meeting. He only calls us to his boardroom. That black book has to come with to test if you have that. Lyndon, let me actually, now that you say that, right, let me do this quickly. Now that you say give me 1 second. Mo, sorry man, can you quickly join me here? I just wanna. Okay. What is our bias here, Chris? Sorry, got here just here now. We're neutral, brother. Neutral, considering the daily candle. Considering that this daily candle could be a potential fake out, similar to what we had previously. Remember this level here? We said that this could potentially be a fake out, depending on how this daily candle closes. Mo, quickly grab that mic there. I just wanna. We're just chatting about the black book.
The black book.
When we have a meeting, what is the first thing I ask you before we start the meeting?
Either you ask to actually see my book or whether I have it with me.
You see, Lyndon. No, because where's it? Lyndon was saying, Chris, my father does this thing where he will call you up when he has a meeting. He only calls us to his boardroom. That black book has to come with.
Yeah.
To test if you have that black book with you.
Bro, like, I think there's only been 2 days where I forgot that black book. And you can feel when he said, guys, let me tell you, Chris will literally grab my black book on some, bro, let me see that thing. And I'm like, nah, Chris, these are my notes. You won't get it. And he's just like, nah, bro, this is not how we take notes. But you need that black book, man. I can't survive without it now.
Yeah, look at Mo. Now we were talking, I told him exactly how you feel. That is how my mentor. Like he also took, and he would say, he would ask me something, and let's say something slipped through the cracks. He would say, let's say I had to email John, and this is now, it's not a train smash, but John is delayed on his project, whatever. And he remembers it because he puts it in his black book. And he's like, go and get your black book. And then on the 3rd of July, I quickly just want to see 3rd of July. Quickly bring your book. And then I know. And then I'm like, what do you mean 3rd of July?
Yeah.
He's like, give me that book.
But let me tell you, bro, if you're on top of your game, that thing is a lifesaver, hey? Like, I feel like I can't function without it now.
Hey, the black book, bro. Bad ministries have misrepresented God in so many ways. A good church will encourage healthy communities to understand God in every area of life. This community helps you live through tough moments. Awesome, Jeremy. Yeah, Chad, I've said it so many times. I'm just a broken guy as well, in need of His grace every single day. And I think once you realize that, there's no pretending. There's no need to try and put up a facade of somebody that's well collected or whatever. No, it is a case of where you are in your life, where you want to go is all purely by His grace. And if you want to try and think you all this, and dude, it's
holier than thou, do you call it?
Dude, it is grace. It is it is not somebody can literally be born into a family that's struggling. And I'm not saying that it's gonna stay that way. Like, there's a lot of success stories, but just we had a talk about this. Just being born in a certain era already put you statistically behind. So to think that you all of this, no, it's grace.
But Chris?
Yo, peace and love, brother.
Yeah,
sorry, man. It was just I had to just give the guys the importance of the black book because we were talking about it.
You must never underestimate that thing, man. Anyway, catch you
Okay,
guys, Chad.
shot my brother. Cheers. Yeah, Chad. No, the black book is a thing of beauty. That definitely helps a lot. The engineer I worked with was heavy on everyone's case of writing out everything so that it's documented. Yes, bro, here's the thing. In engineering, what guys don't understand is every email gets printed. Every single thing that you say should either be in a variation order or a site instruction. Because here's the thing. For instance, that thing that happened in George. Once that case starts to get arbitrated, they're going to go through all the ropes, and it's going to be a case of, all right, firstly, did the contractor follow through on the engineering plans? Okay. But how did the contractor get to the stage of the engineer that is inspections? Because every inspection you need to sign and say, I inspected X element, I inspected the foundations, I inspected the rebar was as per my plan, the formwork was as per my plan, they stripped the formwork, like everything needs to be documented for the case when there's an actual court here, a court case. Because that's what's going to either smash you in court or it's going to save you. And I had one instance, I told you guys, in my life where my heart literally sank to the ground. Where a project, a big, they called it the drum, I've shown you guys, Note 2 in Grahamstown. Luckily it happened overnight. Not for me, because it was nothing that we did wrong. But luckily it happened overnight. Otherwise there would have definitely been casualties. Where a contractor, we had a RE, a resident engineer on site, that didn't actually do the inspection. And a very simple thing, just flipping the rebar, the lapping length. For you guys that don't know, the lap length in rebar is that steel that goes into the formwork and then concrete gets thrown onto it. So literally all they did it was a slab, a cantilever slab, and from that slab we had columns. I call the tension columns that another piece of concrete was hanging from. And the lap length into the concrete it's basically a formula. I think it's 600 times diameter, if I'm not mistaken, the lap length. So it needs a certain amount of length so that you actually have horizontal friction. Think of it as frictional hold, where it's not just going to pull out of the concrete. That's why the bars are ripped as well. It's high tensile. So this is what the bending schedule looked like. That specific bar looked like this. So this, I'm looking at it in section, and this goes into the slab, this goes into the beam. Alright, so this is the section that requires a lot of lap, because that's where the majority of the forces are working into that slab. So if you had to do a bending diagram or like a tension diagram, something like a volume profile, there's a lot of load here, almost like a mushroom that wants to pull out of that concrete. So you've got a lot of rebar there. What they did is they took this short little, they flipped this piece of rebar, they flipped it around, and they actually went and did this. That short little piece was in the slab, and they put this long piece in the beam. And what happened here was, what happened there on site was the following. Once they stripped the formwork down here, this section here literally just pulled out of the concrete slab, and that entire half of the drum just collapsed. And immediately they phoned me, and I rushed to the office, go get all of the design files, go through all of the designs. I used Procon, I don't know if some of you all know it, Procon. That was our design software that we used, and I go immediately and I go and remodel that design. And I was like, no way. Like, I've done some, like, I don't let a design slip through. And then, yeah, luckily that was the case. Code shape, dude. I can't even remember the code shapes. I know. What's the name? I can't even remember them, bro. if I'm very honest, we are always at what's the name? What's the steel company gave us this little thing where we had like a little booklet thing almost that you can little flashcards. No, it's not a 54. It was actually, I had to physically draw it out on pads. So for the guys that know, pads is rebar scheduling. Thinking back now, still remember the shortcuts. So pads is also in Procon. So that is what we use to do our. Let's see if I can show you what it looks like. But you physically need to give them a plan as to how they pack out the rebar. So there's steel fixers on site, and they, just to give you guys an idea quickly, I wonder if I'll still be able to. I don't think you ever lose it. Let me just show you guys, for instance. Okay, so this basically tells the guy that from there to there, this is now a base and a column in plan, that there's going to be 7 Y 16 bars. That 01 is just the code they give that bar. So when it comes on site, it will be 01. And that 250 is the spacing. So they need to be spaced at 250 mils. And that B1 means that will be the bottom bar first. B2 means that they're first going to pack this row, and then B2 means bottom 2. That's going to be packed on top of that one. But yeah, this was pads, bro. This was RM rebar multiple, and there's your Chad, there's your bending schedule. So that's your shape code. That's the A length, B length, C length, all of it based on your shape code. But yeah, bro, this. Good old times. Good old times. Yo, Chris taking us back into time here with his structural info. It was good. Chris, you're letting the stream run until New York. I am enjoying. No, unfortunately, I have a meeting at 12. But we will be back New York by the time New York is running. Hopefully, Keeks. I think Keeks should be better. Sleeping it off. Yeah, Chad, I enjoyed engineering. The only thing is that become very monotonous. It was, I have to say, the first part of my engineering career was fun. And then later on it became, it's the same thing, different. Just a different shape, a different site, but fundamentally, if you take it first principle, a column is a column, a beam is a beam, a slab is a slab. And it's just the way that you build the cake that differs. Because think about it this way, if I look in section, and this is why people think engineering is so spectacular, and it's like, it's actually... It's not it looks very cool, and it's like, oh, I'm an engineer. So here's the thing, Chad. This is now a section, let's say a very simplified concrete model. So the slab you design here, the concrete floor you design here, is going to be the same throughout the building. You're going to design it once and it's designed. It's literally a copy and paste. Unless there's any point loads or anything specific that they're going to load onto a slab, you do a general calculation for, let's say, according to the spec, you do 3 kilonewtons per square meter. And that's the overall load you place on that floor, and that's the loading, and that's going to give you your rebar design. The columns, very simply put, is obviously this column is going to carry, let's call it sum of. This column is going to carry all of the weight that is basically being transferred. Obviously now I'm just taking it very one-dimensional, but this half of the building is obviously going to load onto these columns here, and there's going to be one point load that goes onto the foundation here. And then as you go up, every column as you go up is going to carry less force in it. So the thickest rebar is going to sit in this bottom column. And then all that's going to happen is the column design, again, very very straightforward. It's just your loading is going to reduce with every floor. Up until this top one will have, say, just 4 Y16s nominal rebar. And then people are like, yo, you did like a 20-story building, incredible, like, how did you do it? And it's like, it was technically, if you look at the bare bones of the building, it was actually very straightforward. It wasn't this incredible thing that you did. And Oaks look at it, it's like, yo, were you the engineer for that project? It is incredible. And then you think like, shit, we did it in like 3 days. We did the designs, the drawings, everything, and it's like people think you changed the world. Chris, you got me getting my textbooks out again, reminiscing. My lecturer always told us in structures, you design a building from the top to get your foundation so that you can start off by building your foundation first. Yes. Nice, Chris. I also have an engineering background. Chris, did you not have intentions to open your... Nizam, I did. The only issue with it is you can't scale the business. You can't scale the business. Everything is with consulting, being a consulting engineer, everything is based off time. You're selling time. That's all you're selling. So you're trying to get work done with as little amount of staff as possible to keep your margins up, but also it's a fucked up industry, Chad, if I'm honest. It is not a good industry to be in, especially not if you want to scale. You can't scale a consulting business. And the issue as well, I don't know, you can. The issue as well with that business is it's not about the mullah, Dale. It's physically about the stress that you have to endure. Because with engineering, it's not, you can't just push stuff out. With engineering, your hand needs to be on everything. You need to check everything that goes out because you're the responsible person. You're the registered person. It's your name that is on the, what do I call it? PI, professional insurance. So you can't have 20, 30 people working for you and you just let designs fly out and guys are just building, and you can't do it. You literally need to have very good controls over what designs go out, how things are running on site. It is a very stressful job for a relatively low reward. For instance, if you take my brother that is in the insurance game, that is doing insurance policies, he's got 300 salespeople running around selling funeral policies, but there's no risk in a funeral policy. If I have 300 young engineers just shooting out designs, you could get something that happened in George, and you get a phone call. Oh, Chris, by the way, project NY456. Yeah, that 7-story multi-purpose building, just collapsed. All of the construction workers are underground. Okay. All right. Thanks, man. Bye. No, you see what I'm saying? So you can't. No scalability. Risk is very high to scale, and every project that goes out, to some extent, you're responsible for over 10 years. It's a hands-on all the time, yes. There's no scaling. There's no going on holiday. There's no taking a Friday off. Phone never stops ringing. I get you. That's why it's not scalable, because you got to be the pulse. 100% Dale. I'm currently in this position with my architectural business, hence trying to make this trading transition. Corbin, even with architecture, here's the thing. Architecture, the only real risk is maybe your detail is off. Maybe you didn't specify something. Visually, it doesn't look good. To some extent, you can get technologists involved there. To some extent, you can get people like interior decorators to do, say, window schedules, door schedules, like the chunky stuff, the stuff that is not really making money, but it's required to do. But when it comes to engineering, there's the chance that people can actually lose their life. If your design fails, there's a architect design basically for ergonomics, for functionality, all of that. Engineers design for actual, no, I don't want to say durability, but for the actual integrity of the building. Hey Vivian, your project, here's the thing, any type of engineering, any type of project management, any type of contracts manager, any type of construction management, all of that, anything that's got to deal with coordinating a lot of various tasks is stressful, because it's communicating between a lot of parties. Especially project management. Project management, you are dealing with electricians, plumbers, mechanical engineers, HVAC, health and safety, the client, the quantity surveyor, so all of a sudden you're the middleman between all of it, and now you're mediating. So project management, very, very stressful. Alright, chat, it's so late in the session. I'm gonna wait for us to see what we do during NYSE. Yeah, we're gonna see where we trade then. 80 is still relatively flat. I enjoyed the session. Wasn't market didn't move, didn't shoot out the lights or anything. Nothing I would have taken. I'm thinking now our area of interest now becomes this 2365 level. Also the 200 EMA is always an important level. So Chad, but I enjoyed it. A little bit different, chatting about some of the businesses. Sorry, before we go, Dale Denton, the perfect business is selling a product. That is the perfect retail. Perfect business for scaling, because you can sell one product. You can sell that product 1,000 times. But that product does not require 1,000 hours from you to sell. It literally just requires that product to be available. So if you ever think about scaling a business, you cannot scale a consulting business. You cannot scale a business where you are directly required to physically do the work. You will never be able to scale that business. Never. As much as people say you can't. That the scalability is directly equal to the human capital you have to put into it. Selling mugs, you produce 1,000 of these mugs, you sell 1,000 of them, you can do that. Doesn't require you to be, you don't manufacture it, you pay it, you outsource it to China. You get China to do it for you for 1 rand, you bring it across for 3 rand, you sell the mug for 15 rand. That's capitalism in a nutshell there. Anyways, chat, peace and love, baby. Chris, you should actually put out a poll to see how many people is in engineering and coming over to trading, or even in industry for that matter. We should. Nizami. Well, Chad, peace and love, baby. We will see you guys at 3 p.m. Same time, same place. No interruptions then. Thank you so much for joining. Cheers, cheers.